Often when we embark on this healing journey or self-development journey or self-improvement, whatever you want to frame it as, we come up against something that really is in the way of permanent change, or something that stops us from having multiple breakthroughs or even just a single breakthrough. Now, what I had to sacrifice and what I actually had to allow to die was being okay with being wrong, or ultimately was to let go of being right, righteousness. Not that righteousness is a bad thing, but it can get in the way of breaking through. If we always need to be right, then we're protecting being wrong. And that means that we can't take on constructive feedback or constructive criticism that will actually guide us through into a breakthrough. It becomes increasingly difficult to actually heal or grow as a person if we can't even just take a very basic redirection or recorrection of behavior or beliefs or the way we're viewing things. Now, for me, I had to sacrifice this. This was one of the earlier things that I had to dissolve or let go of, was just being okay with being wrong, because I would constantly come up with some sort of fabricated explanation to be right or in how I was being. So this was stopping permanent change. Now, when I started to deconstruct that, and just start to be okay with being wrong, because I don't know everything. I don't. It's like the whole flat Earth and round Earth theory. It's like, have you gone up to space and touched the firmament, or broke free and gone into space? No, so you don't know. Ultimately, you don't know. So there's already an aversion to not knowing and it being stupid or ignorant if you're in that. And the reality is like we are ignorant in a lot of ways. And this is, I think, as a breakthrough, to have a breakthrough, you need to be okay with being wrong. You need to be okay with taking constructive feedback where you have blind spots where you can't see. Now, often I've experienced this in my relationship with my wife, where she will just absolutely drive me down the line in arguments, with just truth, and call out my blind spots in the middle of a heated argument. And in the beginning, when I couldn't be okay being wrong, I would collapse. I would collapse under the pressure of it, and to try and defend it with all the explanation and justify why I'm right. Now, it's like fruit. I'm like, yes, give me the fruit, because I realize it's actually going to help me grow as a human being. And I see this as a major problem for men and women as well, but I'm working with men. Major problem with men is they can't go as far as they need to go because they're stuck in being right, because there's shame, usually shame underneath it. They don't want to face the shame, the pain of shame in being wrong, and just being okay, completely okay in that, and then working with it, making that workable to then be rightfully recorrected and redirected. So I'm going to leave it there for now. But the reason why this is important is, if you don't work on this aspect, you will only be able to go so far in your growth. Feedback is important. Being okay with being wrong is important, because it's just this is what happens. We get it wrong. And I believe if you can start to work in this specific area, you will make great strides and leaps in your growth journey. So enjoy, embrace feedback.